Lancaster is a city located in south-central Pennsylvania which serves as the seat of Pennsylvania's Lancaster County and one of the oldest inland towns in the United States. With a population of 59,322, it ranks 8th in population among Pennsylvania's cities. The Lancaster metropolitan area population is 507,766. Making it the 101st largest metropolitan area in the U.S. and second largest in the south-central Pennsylvania area. The city's primary industries include healthcare, tourism, public administration, manufacturing, both professional and semi-professional services, and home of the Park City Center shopping mall, the largest indoor retail facility in the region. Lancaster is known for its innovative adoption of advanced technology and hosts more electronic public CCTV outdoor cameras per capita than cities such as Boston or San Francisco. Despite controversy among residents, Lancaster was home to James Buchanan, the nation's 15th president, and to Congressman and abolitionist Thaddeus Stevens. History. Originally called Hickory Town, the city was renamed after the English city of Lancaster by native John Wright. Its symbol, the red rose, is from the House of Lancaster. Lancaster was part of the 1681 Pennswoods Charter of William Penn, and was laid out by James Hamilton in 1734. It was incorporated as a borough in 1742 and incorporated as a city in 1818. During the American Revolution, Lancaster was the capital of the United States for one day, on September 27, 1777. After the Continental Congress fled Philadelphia, which had been captured by the British, the Revolutionary government then moved still farther away to York, Pennsylvania. Lancaster was capital of Pennsylvania from 1799 to 1812, after which the capital was moved to Harrisburg. In 1851, the current Lancaster County Prison was built in the city, styled after Lancaster Castle in England. The prison remains in use, and was used for public hangings until 1912. It replaced a 1737 structure on a different site. The first paved road in the United States was the former Philadelphia and Lancaster Turnpike, which makes up part of the present-day U.S. Route 30. Opened in 1795, the turnpike connected the cities of Lancaster and Philadelphia, and was designed by a Scottish engineer named John Loudon McAdam. Lancaster residents are known to use the word macadam in lieu of pavement or asphalt. This name is a reference to the paving process named for macadam. The city of Lancaster was home to several important figures in American history. Wheatland, the estate of James Buchanan, the 15th President of the United States, is one of Lancaster's most popular attractions. Thaddeus Stevens, considered among the most powerful members of the United States House of Representatives, lived in Lancaster as an attorney. Stevens gained notoriety as a radical Republican and for his abolitionism. The Fulton Opera House in the city was named for Lancaster native Robert Fulton, a Renaissance man who created the first fully functional steamboat. All of these individuals have had local schools named after them. After the American Revolution, the city of Lancaster became an iron foundry center. Two of the most common products needed by pioneers to settle the frontier were manufactured in Lancaster: the Conestoga wagon and the Pennsylvania long rifle. The Conestoga wagon was named after the Conestoga River, which runs through the city. The innovative gunsmith William Henry lived in Lancaster and was a U.S. congressman and leader during and after the American Revolution. In 1803, Meriwether Lewis visited Lancaster to be educated in survey methods by the well-known surveyor Andrew Ellicott. During his visit, Lewis learned to plot latitude and longitude as part of his overall training needed to lead the Lewis and Clark expedition. In 1879, Franklin Winfield Woolworth opened his first successful five-and-dime store in the city of Lancaster, the F. W. Woolworth Company. Lancaster was one of the winning communities for the All-America City Award in 2000. On October 13, 2011, Lancaster's City Council officially recognized September 27 as Capital Day, a holiday recognizing Lancaster's one day as capital of the United States in 1777. Geography. Lancaster is located at 40 degrees 02, 23 north, 76 degrees 18 minutes 16 seconds west, and is 368 feet above sea level. The city is located about 34 miles southeast of Harrisburg, 70 miles west of Philadelphia, 55 miles north-northeast of Baltimore, and 87 miles northeast of Washington, D.C. The nearest towns and boroughs are Millersville, Willow Street, East Petersburg, Lititz, Landisville, Mountville, Rothsville, and Leola. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 7.4 square miles, of which 7.4 square miles of it is land and 0.14% is water. Climate. Lancaster has a humid continental climate with hot or very warm summers. Demographics. As of the 2010 census, the city was 55.2% white, 16.3% black or African American, 0.7% Native American, 3.0% Asian, 0.1% Native Hawaiian, and 5.8% were two or more races. 39.3% of the population were of Hispanic or Latino ancestry. As of the census of 2000, there were 56,348 people, 20,933 households, and 12,162 families residing in the city. The population density was 7,616.5 people per square mile. There were 23,024 housing units at an average density of 3,112.1 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 61.55% white, 14.09% African American, 0.44% Native American, 2.46% Asian, 0.08% Pacific Islander, 17.44% from other races, and 3.94% from two or more races. 30.76% of the population were Hispanic or Latino of any race. In 2000, 24.34% of Lancaster residents were of Puerto Rican ancestry. The city has the highest concentration of Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania. For this reason, it is sometimes referred to as the Spanish Rose. Lancaster celebrates its Puerto Rican heritage once every year with the Puerto Rican Festival. The Raw Jewish Learning Institute and Chabad teach Lancaster's residents. There were 20,933 households, out of which 31.6% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 33.4% were married couples living together, 19.0% had a female householder with no husband present, and 41.9% were non-families. 33.1% of all households were made up of individuals, and 9.9% had someone living there alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.52 and the average family size was 3.23. In the city the population was spread out, with 27.5% under the age of 18, 13.9% from 18 to 24, 30.5% from 25 to 44, 17.7% from 45 to 64, and 10.5% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 30 years. For every 100 females there were 95.2 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 91.4 males. The median income for a household in the city was $29,770, and the median income for a family was $34,623. Males had a median income of $27,833 versus $21,862 for females. The per capita income for the city was $13,955. 21.2% of the population and 17.9% of families were below the poverty line. 29.2% of those under the age of 18 and 12.9% of those 65 and older were living below the poverty line. Poverty in Lancaster is twice the state's average, and public school records list more than 900 children as homeless. Economy. Lancaster City has been in the process of recreating itself recently, and there has been a growth of specialty shops, boutiques, bars, clubs, and reinvestment in downtown institutions and locations. In 2005, the creation of Gallery Row solidified the status of Lancaster as an arts destination. The art community continues to thrive and expand. There are also plans to convert an area of unused polluted industrial grounds, which were once occupied by Armstrong World Industries, into playing fields for Franklin and Marshall College. This action is expected to take up most of the former industrial site. The Northwest Corridor will be developed with funds from Lancaster General Hospital. The hospital plans to create a mixed-use development which will add several city blocks to Lancaster's grid. Another brownfield site is Burl Business Park, the city's only commercial and industrial park devoted to adaptive reuse. This facility originally opened in 1942 as a U.S. Navy electronics research, development and manufacturing plant that was operated by RCA. The Navy facility was purchased after World War II by RCA. Burl Business Park was originally occupied by Burl Industries, the successor company to the RCA New Products Division following the 1986 acquisition of RCA by General Electric Company. The GE acquisition of RCA resulted in the divestiture of this facility and the electronic business, but GE retained certain environmental liabilities that were subdivided into a separate parcel. Burl Industries is a major manufacturer of vacuum tube products, including photomultiplier tubes, power tubes, and imaging tubes, and is the largest U.S. manufacturer of photomultiplier tubes. Burl Industries has completed a voluntary cleanup under the Pennsylvania Land Recycling Program. Shopping. In addition to Lancaster's boutiques, vintage shops, and art galleries, there is the Park City Center within the city of Lancaster, Lancaster County, the largest enclosed shopping center in south-central Pennsylvania. The mall includes in excess of 150 stores and is anchored by the Bon-Ton, Boscov's, J.C. Penney, Kohl's, and Sears. Park City opened in September 1971. Built in 1889, the Lancaster Central Market is the oldest continuously operated farmers market in the United States, and many tourists come to purchase the handmade Amish goods that are not commonly found elsewhere. Central Market is also the center of the city's growing green movement, allowing people to purchase organic or locally grown foods. Central Market is listed with the National Register of Historic Places, and its towers are of the Romanesque Revival style. The market underwent renovations beginning in July 2010, during which certain sections were closed off, though it remained in operation during this time. Lancaster also has two outlet shopping centers, both of which are located in East Lampeter Township on U.S. Route 30. Tanger Outlets is home to about 65 stores. Rockvale Outlets contains over 100 stores and restaurants, as well as a Holiday Inn Express. Top employers. According to Lancaster's 2009 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, the top employers in the city are government. Lancaster operates under a mayor-council form of government. The city has a full range of services including public safety, health, housing, parks, streets and highways, water operations and sewer operations. Rick Gray is the 43rd mayor of Lancaster City. The city council is composed of 7 members. President Louise B. Williams, Patricia A. Collar, Joseph R. Morales, Nelson M. Polite, Sr., Tim J. Rochelle, Todd E. Smith, and Jose E. Urdaneta. Fire Department. The city of Lancaster is protected by the Lancaster City Bureau of Fire, which has a staff of 75. The City Bureau of Fire operates out of 3 fire stations, located throughout the city, as well as a maintenance facility. The Bureau operates a fire apparatus fleet of 3 engines, 1 truck, and a shift commander, as well as numerous special, support, and reserve units. The Bureau responds to approximately 3,250 emergency calls annually. The current fire chief is Tim Gregg. Police Department. The city of Lancaster is protected by the City of Lancaster Bureau of Police. Founded in 1865, the Bureau of Police is located at 39 W. Chestnut Street, in downtown Lancaster, and consists of approximately 147 sworn officers and 46 civilian employees. The Bureau of Police operates out of 12 sectors, or districts, and operates in 4 divisions, including patrol, criminal investigative, administrative services, and contracted services. The Bureau also remains the largest law enforcement agency in Lancaster County. The current Chief of Police is Keith R. Sadler. Politics. Registered Democrats hold a 13,000 voter registration advantage over registered Republicans, as of June 2009. U.S. presidential candidate Barack Obama easily won the city of Lancaster, receiving 76% of the vote during the 2008 presidential election. Federally, Lancaster is part of Pennsylvania's 16th congressional district, represented by Republican Joe Pitts, elected in 1996. The state's senior member of the United States Senate is Democrat Bob Casey, elected in 2006. The state's junior member of the United States Senate is Republican Pat Toomey, elected in 2010. The governor of Pennsylvania is Democrat Tom Wolf of neighboring York County, elected in 2014. Additionally, the city of Lancaster is the headquarters of the Constitution Party. Lancaster was home to Democrat James Buchanan, the 15th President of the United States. Buchanan arrived in Lancaster in 1809 to practice law. He took up residence near the courthouse on N. Duke Street. In 1848 he purchased Wheatland, a federal-style mansion in the suburbs. He was elected president in 1856. Security camera controversy. Not long after, a police officer was wounded in a February 17, 2000 daytime shootout near the center of Lancaster's Penn Square. Community residents, law enforcement, and elected officials sought viable solutions to rising crime in downtown. Addressing issues of public safety was a goal when the Lancaster County Crime Commission convened in August 2000. Public meetings and discussions were held over a 2-year period. Among the 17 recommendations in the Crime Commission's 2003 report was to explore the feasibility of a civilian-driven system of security cameras to support law enforcement and first responders. Lancaster's citizens did not want to have a government or police-operated system of cameras. The Lancaster Community Safety Coalition organized and was registered with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania as a non-profit in 2004. Its goals included operating a video surveillance system, but it also developed to work on safety by design and community mobilization. Paid LCSC staff are background checked by the FBI and trained to monitor the network of 164 closed-circuit TV cameras in the city of Lancaster. The community organization is also interested in stimulating economic development in downtown by creating a safe environment. In 2009, the LCSC's expansion from a 70 to a 165 camera network attracted national attention, including a front-page article in the Los Angeles Times. Lancaster, PA, keeps a close eye on itself. The article quoted City Police Chief Keith Sadler as saying, "Years ago, there's no way we could do this. It brings to mind Big Brother, George Orwell and 1984. It's just funny how Americans have softened on these issues." Prior to the Los Angeles Times article, there had been little public opposition to the CCTV camera system. Data showed it had contributed to the prosecution or prevention of several crimes. But, in response to the national coverage, a small but vocal group of opponents developed, who wanted to turn off the cameras, possibly for good. The MSNBC commentator Keith Olbermann highlighted the issue in his "Worst Person in the World" segment, criticizing the citizens for spying on each other. ABC's Nightline and CBS Evening News also covered the citizen-operated surveillance system. Neighborhoods: Cabbage Hill, The Hill, Chestnut Hill, Downtown, Center City, Downtown Investment District, East End, 8th Ward, Gallery Row, Arts District, Northwest Corridor, Penn Square, Prospect Heights, 7th Ward, 6th Ward, Uptown, West End, Woodward Hill. Transportation: the Red Rose Transit Authority provides local bus transit to Lancaster City as well as surrounding areas in Lancaster County. Our RTA is headquartered outside the city of Lancaster. but always provides intercity bus transit from the Lancaster train and bus station to King of Prussia, Philadelphia, and New York City to the east, and York and Harrisburg to the west. Amtrak also serves the Lancaster train and bus station, located on the northernmost edge of the city at 53 East McGovern Avenue. The Pennsylvanian, with service between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, as well as the Keystone service, which runs from Harrisburg to New York via Philadelphia. Both serve Lancaster. The city is served by the Lancaster Airport, located 6 miles north of downtown and just south of Lititz. Lancaster is also a hub for automobile traffic, with many major roadways passing through or around the city, including US 30, US 222, PAR 283, PAR 72, and PAR 272. Historical landmarks. Many of Lancaster's landmarks are significant in local, state, and national history. Central Market, built in 1889, it is the oldest continuously run farmers market in the United States. Bethel African Methodist Episcopal Church, built in 1879. The church's congregation aided freedmen migrating to the North for opportunities after the American Civil War. Their congregation had earlier aided fugitive slaves fleeing the South before the war, using their former church as a station on the Underground Railroad. Cork Factory Hotel, built in 1865 as Conestoga Cork Works. Later the buildings making up what is known today as Urban Place were home to Armstrong Cork Factory and Kerr Glass Company. Rezoned in 2005, Urban Place has been adapted as 49 loft-style apartments, 115,000 square feet of retail and commercial space. The Cork Factory Hotel, and Cap and Cork Restaurant. Fulton Opera House, the oldest continually running theatre in the United States. It is one of 3 theaters designated as National Historic Landmarks. Hamilton Watch Complex, former factory and headquarters of the Hamilton Watch Company, which in 1957 sold the world's first battery-powered watch. The Hamilton Electric 500, J.P. McCaskey High School, built in 1938 during the Great Depression, it is designed in the Art Deco architectural style. Lancaster Arts Hotel, built in 1881, this building was the Falcon Rosenbaum tobacco warehouse. In October 2006, the warehouse reopened after adaptation, as Lancaster's first boutique hotel for the arts. It has 63 guest rooms, an organic restaurant, John J. Jeffries, and an on-site art gallery. It is registered with the Historic Hotels of America. Lancaster County Prison, built in 1849, it was styled after the Lancaster Castle in England. Rockford Plantation, built in 1794, this was the home of General Edward Hand, Adjutant General to George Washington during the American Revolutionary War. W.W. Griest Building, listed on the U.S. National Register of Historic Places since June 25, 1999. It was built in 1925 in the Beaux Arts style using granite, limestone, terracotta, synthetics, and asphalt. The building is named after William Walton Griest, a former Pennsylvania representative. It is the second tallest building in the city. Wheatland, the historic estate of James Buchanan, the 15th President of the United States.